What's going on, everybody? It's Friday. We're going to start the show off proper, man, with some Hello Brooklyn, man. Appreciate you to the show, man. It's been a while y'all heard this one on. All right, man. Hello Brooklyn, man. What's up, man? Happy Friday, everybody, man. As you all know, I go by the name of Hoop Jargon, man. I know I've been gone for a while, handling some personal matters, but I'm back. I'm back. And you know what? I got to get right. Let me get my theme music going. Let's talk about these freaking emerging Brooklyn Nets because, ladies and gentlemen, I've been on this story for quite a minute, from the summertime to be exact. I'm a chronicle at it. I'm going to go over all that because the Nets are on a surge right now. They're currently tied for number 2 at the top of the Eastern Conference. And listen, I didn't promise you they'd go that high, but I told you this team would be fine once they got their act together. I told you Steve Nash was a horrible coach. I told you that KD and Kyrie wasn't going nowhere. Don't believe me. Don't believe my lying mouth. Let's go through the Chronicles real quick. And I got a good show lined up for you because I'm going to walk this whole premise down real slow. But I like to provide receipts first. So let me provide the receipts first that my videos showing these things, they right there on par with the talking points I have. All right, so let's go real quick to the share screen. Then we're going to go, and I got some good commentary from Skip and Shannon that I want to share too. All right, so if you look on my video Chronicles, my last video I put out 2 months ago says, has Ben Simmons been the key to success all along? Now, this is when they first made the trade, and, you know, things were still a little shaky. Steve Nash still was a coach, but the offense looked better. So that's when I made this post. So right here, you see, I'm not Johnny Come Lately. Right there where you see the movement in the middle of your screen. Let's keep going. All right, so we talked about KD saying, I'm staying in Brooklyn. I told you he's not going anywhere. He has no leverage to move. It is not because KD isn't the greatest basketball player that's playing right now, or arguably, right? It's not because of that. It's because the market doesn't dictate it. So before then, I had a video saying KD's ultimatum part 2. So I was calling cap on him like, you have no ultimatum, dude. You have nowhere to go. KD's ultimatum part 1. I dropped that. This 4 months ago. Let's keep it going. I said when they wanted a trade, the Nets hold all the cards. You're not going anywhere. This was 6 months ago I gave you this game. And then finally, to cap it all off, I said, can we stop pretending Steve Nash can coach now? This was 2 months ago I dropped this video. So I've been pretty lock and step, and I've said all these things beforehand, because before Steve Nash got fired on the video talking about Ben Simmons, I said they probably should, I'm sorry. The video about KD's ultimatum, because he said it. He said he wanted Steve Nash and Sean Marks gone. Now listen, ladies and gentlemen, you're not getting no GM fired. That's not happening. But you can get your coach fired if you try hard enough, or you don't try hard enough for that matter. So, and then once he got fired, back up. They had this powwow that was supposed to have allegedly put everything together, no hard feelings. We're all back to, kumbaya. I was like, yeah, right. And as they came out 2-5, you saw what happened. Steve Nash got that good old boot. So KD got half of the things he wanted. Now, steps in Jacques Vaughn. Now, here's the difference between a good coach and a bad coach. Like I told y'all, Steve Nash can't coach. I'm sorry, I liked him as a player. I respect his career as a player. You know what? I was even like one of the people saying, it's cool. He got the job. Maybe he have a flash in the pan. He didn't. Because we seen guys like Derek Fisher, Jason Kidd get their first coaching job at the NBA level. It didn't work out. You watch them play, they have no offense. They play horrible defense. But don't let my mouth talk. I'm gonna let the numbers speak. All right, so when Steve Nash started this year, they were 2-5, right? When Jacques Vaughn steps in, they were 23-8. And shout out to Dante, as I see in the building. Dante says, just wait for Kyrie to decide to quit. Well, I don't think he's going to quit. I think Kyrie, he's happy when he's happy. So I don't see that happening. Jacques Vaughn steps in there 23-8. If that's not a turnaround, I don't know what is. The personnel's the same. What's the problem? Steve Nash can't coach. And here's by the numbers how we know that. So this year, the Nets currently are number 1 in net rating for offensive production. Number 1 in the NBA. Number 6 in defense. Now that's the story. That's the tale of the tale right there. The Nets are number 6 overall in offensive rating. I'm sorry, defensive rating, number 1 in offense. Yeah, I'll take that. That's pretty damn good. Now, why is that important, Hoop Jargon? Last year, offense was 11th in the NBA and defense was 19th. Yeah, that'll get you outside the playoffs. That's pretty goddamn bad. And guess who watch that was under? That was under Steve Nash's watch. Now, I understand they had some struggles. I understand they had some injuries, but overall, man, defense translates. If Steve Nash can't coach defense. It is what it is. He can't coach offense either. Somebody tell me I'm lying in the chat. Shout out to my boy Third, man. Good to see you, man. See, holding it down, Hoop Jargon. I shared this. Appreciate you, Third. So in that span, like I told y'all, the Nets are currently number 1 in offensive rating, number 6 in defensive rating. They are 18-4 in this span. So something changed, and that something is Coach Jock Vaughn. And the reason why is because he's an in-house guy, in my opinion. So he's always had his ears to the streets. He's always had that perspective intact, as far as the star players. Guys, just in short verse, guys respect Jock Vaughn. He's a former NBA player. He also formerly played for the Nets, so he understands Brooklyn. Also, what was reported is that he simplified the team dynamic because, again, we're talking about a team of guys who's thinking they can be their own coaches. That's not going to work. But who's Steve Nash to kind of put them boys in line, right? Because we saw Spo do it. Spo stepped up for the Heat. He got them boys in line, even though they didn't want to. They didn't want to come and play defense. Y'all remember an early soundbite from Chris Bosh is like, man, he wants to play this hard defense, man. We just want to chill. Nah, you ain't coming to chill. You can't win championships, homeboy. And so shout out to Eric Spoelstra for doing that. And that was his first year coaching. Secondly, we saw that since Kyrie Irving has come back, man, life has changed for the Nets. Not only for himself, all the anti-Semitic rhetoric that was going around and he the worst person ever, all that's gone. Winning solves everything, man. And it's just so funny. So when that stuff was going on, I called it fake outrage. Like, I don't know why the J community was doing all that, man. You wasn't offended by what he said. But let me keep the main thing. Third says the NBA robbed Kobe of 2 NBA awards and no points was he ever better Kobe Bryant. Well, I would say at least one of them for sure. Well, one of them for sure, he was robbed. I don't care what nobody say. 06, that should have been Kobe. The other one say, let's see. What's up, Ivory Hoop? I ain't seen you in a while. Good to see you, bro. My Cavs didn't win it. I'm rolling with the Nets. Kyrie is the guy. Yeah, man, absolutely. And the Cavs looking damn good, too. I think it's a little too early for y'all to win it all right now, but y'all looking damn good, man. It's like y'all hit on all y'all draft picks. Kobe was in top 5 of the race in 2004 to 2006. I think he was. I think 06 he was, but yeah, don't give me the line. But anyway, so I set the framework for, what I see with the mainstream media is doing right now. They're finally catching on. These same people who took many dumps on this team. And I just told you, like, I just chronicled, like I saw it. I was like, again, let's go through my video chronicle. I said, no, they're not getting a trade. No, they have no leverage. Katie, no, you're not leaving. Steve Nash is a horrible coach. Ben Simmons was the solution. Is that not aging like fine? Come on, man. What are we talking? Okay, you said 2000. Okay, yeah. I'm about to say 06, Kobe was definitely up there. Not to get off topic, but what's your thoughts on? Oh man, Spidey hooping, man. Spidey hooping. So it just shows the tale of two trades, in my opinion, because Spidey going to the Cavaliers has been so much different than Rudy Gobert going to the the Timberwolves, man. They look as bad as they always been. And by bad, I mean just kind of treading water through the playoffs. So, I mean, not like a horrible team, but just like, whatever. Say nobody in the West wants to see the Pelicans watch tonight. Yeah, that's a big game. The Nets and Pelicans going to be a big game. So, yeah, you guys are looking damn good, man. Hey, y'all my former side hoe team. So, y'all looking real good, man. I got no hate to you at all, Scott. And shout out to Scott, man, representing New Orleans. New Orleans, as he say. All right, so we're going to listen a little bit to Skip and Shannon. I'm going to react to it because we're going to kind of see how the mainstream media's caught on. And the way they frame it is like the NBA has, the Nets have the NBA on notice. So we shall see their perspective. I haven't listened to it at all, but it's just funny when they catch these headlines after I already want to do it. Because you see, I had this video playing out for 2 days ago when they still had the 12-game streak. But I just ain't feel like doing the stream yesterday. I'll keep it up. I'll keep it a buck with y'all. I didn't feel like doing it. But without further ado, let's go. Let's listen to Skip and Shannon. Let's do some reaction to it. And then always I'll reach out comments. Let's go.
Let's come to New Orleans to play the Pelicans tomorrow. Shannon, do you like or do you have a problem with what KD has to
I
say?
have a problem with KD. The man already told you. Y'all know who he is, Skip. Did he tell y'all that?
You know who I am?
Okay, then.
Yep.
When you get to this level,
Let me say this too. They have a funny dynamic because with all the speculation about how their relationship is, I honestly can't tell when they from scene to scene. Either they just bluffing us or they the most professional people ever. Because I really don't see the animosity on their little segments, but that's just me.
these guys have the utmost, the supreme confidence in what they can do. He ain't lying. When you prepare for him, you know he can get. The man got 44 and 22 shots. Kyrie was a little off last night, but it was the other guys, because when you look at it, hold on, Royce O'Neal, TJ Warren, Joe Harris, and Watanabe went 1 for 18. Mm-hmm. They scored 3 points between those 4 guys in 74 minutes. KD and Kyrie, you will win with that. They gave you basically 70. They're giving you 60 to 70 on a nightly basis.
Yeah.
So absolutely they can go nuclear. Excuse me. They're doing a better job of rebounding the basketball. They're doing as good a job as they possibly can, because they're a tall team, but they're a thin team.
They are.
They ain't got guys with bricks in their back pocket.
They got 2 of the tallest, skinniest guys in the league.
With Claxton and KD.
Yeah.
And so, Skip, yeah, they can go nuclear. And you should be worried about them. The question is, in a series against a Boston or against a Milwaukee or against the 76ers, how do you deal with Joel Embiid? How do you deal with Giannis? And how do you deal with that law?
I'm gonna say this, man. I don't think Joel. I like Joel Embiid a lot. I've always liked him since Kansas. Joel Embiid, he's shown he's not gonna beat you in a series, a late series. Not gonna beat you. And the crazy part is Joel Embiid will fuck around and put up 45 and 20 on you. You still can beat him. You still can beat him. So I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm so worried about Joel Embiid in the playoffs. Now, Giannis Antetokounmpo, that's a whole nother story. That's a headache right there. So I'm with him with that. I don't know what kind of bodies they're going to throw at him. But Joel, I mean, because again, like, he's going to get hurt. He's going to get a little tender. He's going to start shooting too many threes sometimes. He's going to start wolfing at teammates. And you coop that with James Harden. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of that.
For Tatum and Brown.
Mm-hmm.
And y'all hit that like button, y'all. I know I got to get back YouTube train. It's been a minute. And I have the overlay up because, Fox Sports doesn't love it when you use that content. So I want to make sure we're in compliance and we get through the show. So y'all hit that like button, man. Appreciate y'all.
That's the question. On any given night, they can light you up. But the question is, for in a 7-game series, do they have enough? But absolutely, the NBA, they know what KD.
Listen, with a banged up James Harden and no Kyrie, the Nets were a KD footstep away from beating the Bucks 2 years ago. At the end of the day, I'm just saying. So it ain't too much out the realm of possibility to think that they could band together again, playing good defense with a better coach, that they could pull this off. So that's all I'm saying.
KD is. KD's a threat. And now that they can play a little defense, Skip, they don't have to be able to lock it down like the bad boy Pistons.
They're actually playing a lot of defense.
Yeah. So, I mean, they let the Chicago shoot.
Yeah, I like this comment about Third. Third says, why do people act like Giannis is impossible to beat in the playoff series when Miami Heat and Boston gave the league a blueprint how to beat him, build a wall around and paint and cut the lanes off? Yeah. Well, and Shannon's kind of saying that they kind of lighten the tail end, so that may be a little hard for them to do. But no, you're absolutely right. He's not impossible to beat. I mean, at the end of the day, he only has 1 championship. I mean, and I hate to diminish him and say, like, only 1, because, I mean, it's hard to get 1. And in my opinion, Giannis put up one of the best Game 7s I have seen in my life. Put up like 50 and 30 or something like that in an elimination game. Like that was nuts. But you're right, though. It's not like he's, insurmountable. Like, I mean, clearly you can beat him in the playoffs.
53% from the floor last night. But it was those other guys. KD played well enough, and even though Kyrie was 10 or 24, he played well enough because he gave you 25. Yeah. But it was those other guys. There were a lot of zeros and a lot of twos from guys that played a lot of minutes.
Except for Seth Curry.
Yeah.
See his numbers?
Oh, yeah, he got 22 on 6 or 7.
That's a good shooter, man. Great piece. So those kind of ancillary parts are going to show later for the Nets, man. And I'm surprised they didn't bring up Ben Simmons yet, because by the numbers, listen, Ben Simmons is not jumping off the page. However, he's giving you 8, 7, and 6 with no ego. He does not even want to shoot the ball. He has not shot a 3-pointer this year. So, the Nets love to put that thing up, and they ain't shooting the greatest percentage-wise as far as the starters is concerned. KD shooting 37%. Well, KD and Kyrie are both shooting 37% from deep. Royce O'Neal is shooting pretty well, shooting at 41%. But then you got Ben, who doesn't even want to shoot the three. He doesn't want to shoot it. Listen, I told y'all on that video that I made, that's perfect for what Brooklyn is doing. That's perfect. You got a guy who's just going to do all the junkyard dog stuff. Excellent.
Yeah, but Skip, when you got Royce
6
O'Neal,
or 7 from 3. He's 8 of 11 from the floor.
but when you got Royce O'Neal playing 35 minutes and give you 0 points, and you got Ben Simmons playing 26 minutes and giving you 7 points, and TJ.
See, again, that's Shannon Sharp's problem. He associates everything around points. Because why is that? He's a counting numbers guy. And that's why he's such an ardent LeBron James fan. Like, dog, you don't have to, it's not always about points. It's not always about how many points you scored. It's about what is your overall production level. What are you giving a team that they need? Ben Simmons is going to play defense. He's going to distribute the rock. He's going to rebound. That's what you need. You mentioned that they're light. Ben Simmons is going to provide some of that rebounding. He's going to shore that up, man. So I hate when people like him, they relegate a player like that down to just points. 7 points, he averages 8 for the year. He gave you what he's going to give you the whole year. What's the problem?
And Warren played 14 minutes and give you 0 points, and Joe Harris played 19 minutes and give you 2 points. Skip, and Watanabe, he ain't played for 6 minutes, but he only gave you 1. It's hard. 2 players, the likelihood of 2 players beating you.
Okay, I got it.
So he's saying all that, but as I just pointed out, the Brooklyn Nets are currently #1 overall offensive rating. Make it make sense, man. Make it make sense. Come on, man. Obviously, that they don't need all those points contribution. He sounds like Nick Wright. And I told y'all last year when Nick Wright was talking about the Warriors and Celtics series, he was talking about who's going to score the points. Who's going to score the points for our staff? I was like, he started bringing up how Jordan Poole's numbers were going down every series and how Clay's numbers were going down. And I gave y'all game on that series before it even started. I was like, Nick Wright is a clown because good teams, they find ways for guys to score. It doesn't matter. Like one day it could be Jordan Poole going for 30. The next day it could be Draymond going for 15. The next day Kevon Looney could give you 10, 12. It doesn't matter because they run an actual offense. Man, man, come on, man.
I loved what Kevin said after the game.
Yeah.
Because he is so right. They won 12 in a row. That put the rest of this league on notice.
Right. That's the longest win streak thus far this year.
Yes.
Agreed.
They can do that.
Yes.
He knew that he and Kyrie, even though Kyrie was pretty horrible from 3, but he and Kyrie did what they usually do. The problem was that the Bulls have been giant killers all year long.
Yeah.
They have played much better against the
top teams, I think they're like Boston.
I think when the Bulls get Lonzo back, man, I think the Bulls are going to be on a very high trajectory, which they were last year, the beginning of the year. So, but that's another day for another video for another day.
Milwaukee, they blowing the doors off there.
They've won all 5 against all these top teams. And here we go again last night. But I believe Kevin was speaking from a position of strength because, as you point out, 15 of 22 and 5 of 10 from 3.
Yeah.
As you say, 44 on 22 shots. It's vintage KD.
That's efficiency.
Yeah, that's crazy. Scoring 44 points on 22 shots. That is crazy efficiency. That's crazy efficiency because you see these guys all the time scoring 40 on 35 shots. Like, all you doing is chucking the ball up. Like, 22 shots, scoring 44 points, that's crazy, man.
At the yin yang.
So what he knew, what really happened in this game was, I'm going to remind you, Royce O'Neal came into this game shooting 43% from 3. He had 2 games in which he made 5 of 8, which will work.
Yes.
Because if you're playing, especially opposite Kevin, you are going to get shots.
Oh, yeah, because double coming.
And even though it looks like, Kevin got 44, he was getting it against doubles. I watched the whole game, and I was just mesmerized because Billy Don was saying, no, you can't have yours. Yeah, watch what I do.
But it looked like to me, Skip, they dared him. Say, we give you the 3, all the 3 you want, but I don't believe you can make them.
Bingo. Royce O'Neal is shooting 43%, and I'm going to show you what happened to poor Royce O'Neal last night because I'm talking about.
Appreciate you stopping through. My boo. Appreciate that.
Dare you.
When you stay
We
in
got a
the
commercial break
building,
real quick, but
you always get the whole home.
listen, man, the
Because
dynamic
is it
with this
really
team
vacation home
is
if
pretty
you have to
evident,
share
man. You let KD and Kyrie cook, and you let the other guys let the other guys move without the ball. Be ready after the double team. Have an actual game strategy, Steve Nash. Go out there and play hard-nosed defense. Let Ben Simmons distribute. Like, it's an easy formula, man.
We don't need any music. He doesn't deserve it. Because he was a 43
How about this?
center. Okay, that's the first one. It's short. Royce, here. There's somebody right at him. Long,
Shout out to my guy Between the Game Sports in the building. Good to see you, bro.
kabong. And then wide
Rick
open.
Mason.
Oh, that one missed badly. That's 3. Here's the 4th one. Is that not wide?
And he holding the pose, too.
He at least
You
admits
put your
that
hand
one.
down.
Okay.
So, yeah, he holding his kid.
Okay. Now we go to the 4th quarter. These are all in the 4th quarter. When
Yeah,
the
they're
game
shooting
is
like
hanging
Spice
around.
Adams.
That's the one where I said, "Oh, you can't make that one." Daring,
Spice
Adams.
Adams. Shout out to Spice Adams.
Almost air ball. This is the last one. You got to have this one. That's KD doubled over on the side, wide open, and he missed it wide left. Do you?
That's okay. So what they're talking about right now is the Royce O'Neal on the opposite side, not hitting threes. But as I pointed out, for the year, he's shooting threes pretty well. So for the year, Royce O'Neal is shooting from 3. He's shooting 41%. So he had a bad night. Okay. Listen, man, down the road, these guys are going to be prepared for these moments. And you know how I know that? Because Jacques Vaughn's going to do it for them. Jacques Vaughn knows how to get these guys going. So listen, man, these are called growing pains. So if you're shooting that badly, when they lost to the Bulls, you know, they won 12 games in a row. So, I mean, you're kind of harping on a moot point. If you have a 13-game sample size and you focus on a one loss in 13 games, yeah, I don't love that.
You know what that does to the psyche of your two superstars? Like, come on, man.
Right. Yeah.
No. They understand, man. Listen, man, they shouldn't be like, come on, man. They should be like, hey, man, you got this next one. You got this next one, bro. That's what they should be saying. And I'm sure they are, because I think KD and Kyrie understand that they don't have too many more cracks at the whip at this. This year is probably going to be their best chance. So I doubt that they're doing that at this point, especially after all the stuff they've been going through this year. So I doubt that they're like doing it. Man, I doubt they're doing that.
You can't make 1 out of 8. You zero us.
Hit that like button,
0
y'all.
of 9 from the floor, and you score 0 points. But look, you played 35 minutes.
35
It
minutes.
won't work, man.
Him and Kyrie was 1 for 16 from 3.
1 of 16. You're going to lose to a team that plays big against bigger teams.
Yeah.
So do I like this team going forward? I'm not going to say I love it, but drama-free,
Yeah.
I like them.
Mm-hmm.
How can you not like those two? They're still, they're like all universe as scoring machines,
Yeah.
these two.
And you look at DeMar DeRozan 22, Williams 22, and Vucevic 21 and 13.
Here's Shannon go rounding off these numbers. Listen, man, it doesn't matter how you get to the total. It's about what does your team do with the team dynamic. That's the biggest part. Not about he scored this, he scored that, he scored this, he scored that. Again, that's that Nick Wright stuff. Listen, man, these are professional ball players, man. People gonna step up as long as your system is succinct and you got the right talent out there. Somebody gonna step up every night, more likely than not. So I don't love this reading off who scored what, in a box score. Because to me that's lazy. But I mean, Shannon's a football guy, so it is what it is.
And then you got 13, 17, 10. And guess what happened last night? They got pounded on the glass. They got by 12.
Now that's a good stat. Getting out rebounded by 12, that's horrible. That'll get you beat. So now that part, I mean, counting rebounds is always a good stat because it shows effort, it shows commitment, and it shows basically who controlled the game. So that part is good.
Did okay. It
But-
felt
but-
like
but-
the Bulls just wanted it.
But
more,
you
okay?
can see, but Vucevic is a monster on the glass anyway.
Yes, he is.
Okay, but help me out. What if Royce O'Neal makes 3? Right, that's 9 points. Well, they lost by 9 points.
Right.
Oh, okay. They're
Why is he picking on Royce O'Neal? Again, ladies and gentlemen, Royce O'Neal, by the numbers, everybody love numbers, is the 4th best three-point shooter on the team. Who shoots a higher percentage than Kyrie and KD? Come on now, fam.
There you go.
Yeah.
Because if you're going to dare him to make shots,
Right.
well, the whole year he's been making them like
Right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Thank you. That's what I just said. So why are you harping so hard in this one game, man? It makes no sense.
they struggled last night shooting the ball from outside, Skip. And it seems like that was And they tried. Because, I mean, you look at KD with KD and the montage that we showed, he had 3 guys around him. And he was just pulling up. I mean, so what I do, I'm looking at the coach like, coach, what you want me to do?
Yeah. So we've talked about all these explosions of scoring, 71 and 54, and Luka, and
Right.
every night so much.
That's a good comment by Will. He says you need role players for those moments in the playoffs. Basketball seems to come full circle in them. Absolutely. So it's a teachable moment because you're gonna need them later. So I don't understand why they're thinking that they like, come on, bro. No, it's more like, hey, come on, you gonna make that next one. Hey, come on, I'm gonna need you, man. That's what it is. It's not the other way. I don't know why Shannon would say that.
But he's scoring big. Well, a lot of teams in this day and age just say, let the superstar have his,
Right.
and we'll try to stop the other guys. Mostly last night, I watched the whole thing. Mostly they were saying, let's try to limit KD, and they couldn't. But KD, to his
He
credit,
got a whole KD miss.
I know, but this is what I don't like about KD. He only got 4 rebounds. You're better than that. You got to do better.
Except with all he should average at least like 7 or 8 a game.
I think he should average 10. But okay, he had 5 assists that could have been 12 assists. You got to cash. That's like LeBron sometimes, his snipers, if they don't cash.
Bro, it's the law of averages, man. It's basketball. You're not gonna have them make every shot. That's not how it goes. It's the law of averages. But and shout out to Dante with his comment. He's asking who are the bigs. Well, according to that roster, we got they got Markieff Morris on there. Okay, you know Markieff Morris still kicking. Who was another big on the team? Claxton's the other big. Let's see. I'm tricky. Who are the bigs on the Nets? Somebody help me out. Who are the bigs on that team? Well, Ben Simmons is a de facto big. Let's look at their roster real quick. Look at their roster. Good question. Make sure we being nice and tight. The commentary. All right, so we're gonna go. And thank y'all for tuning in. Y'all hit that like button, man. Again, I'm gonna start doing these more frequently. I just had to take a little hiatus. Man. I ain't feel like making no streams. to be frank, man, I had a good video with James Houston I was making too. I was just like, I don't feel like doing it. I need to stop being lazy, man. Keep putting that content out, man. All right, so Nick Claxton is a big. KD is he ain't no big. I don't count him as big. Royce O'Neal, obviously, been a stretch big. Markieff Morris, Ben Simmons is a de facto big, and they run sharp. And that's about it. Yeah, that's about it. the Nets a little light in the tail end. Okay, appreciate you, Reggie. Appreciate you showing love. There you go. Appreciate it. All right, so not the biggest front court ever established, but that's okay. I mean, if you know who you are and you know what you can do, you don't need these hordes of gaudy bigs, because last year they had your boy Drummond, and Drummond didn't do shit. And Drummond ain't done shit for the last 3 teams he played for, including my Lakers. So, I mean, you don't necessarily need a plotting big if you got the right scheme. So, let's go.
Cash, then he winds up with 5 assists. He says, yeah, but they all missed 12 threes.
But that's what I told you last year. I said, he shouldn't leave. I was like, but to who he gonna pass it to make a shot? Yeah, but he's like,
pass to
guard
teammates.
KD. I remember we was playing Reggie. We playing, I forget. I think it was Green Bay. We playing. Might have been Philly. And Reggie just threw me out the way. Reggie White threw me out the way. Rest your soul, Reggie. And the coach said, "Son, you got to drop your hips. You got to make sure you anchor down, because that's a big man."
Is that guy?
A couple of plays later, he throws the offensive tackle. I said, "What's your hip doing?" Hey, I'm 220. He 300.
All right, Shannon going to his old war stories. All right, so we'll end it there. So let's bring the conversation back to what I was saying. Brooklyn Nets are fine, man. And I said this on about a good stroke of 7 videos, that if you just look at the tea leaves, this team is going to be okay. This team is going to be fine. So as I said, under the tutelage of Steve Nash, this team was 2-5. Jacques Vaughn comes in and shores this team up. They are 23-8 past that point, and they're on the ascension. Again, number 1 in net offensive rating, number 6 in defensive net offensive rating. That's pretty good. That'll win you some games. Going all the way back to what they did in 2011, being number 11th in offense in 2021. I said 2011, sorry. In 2021. In defense, they were 19th overall. So you see, coaching matters. And this team is coached well. The personnel is good. You got Ben Simmons again, who I said was the linchpin of this situation because he's selfless. He doesn't care about scoring. He doesn't care about credit. Because and also, one thing that was reported too, that Jacques Vaughn stayed in his ear the whole time from inception all the way to this point. So he's been in a situation where he feels comfortable. You know, Ben Simmons is one of those guys. If you don't feel comfortable, you may not get the best version of him. So I think Jacques Vaughn has stepped in and made this team, you know, whole in a sense where they actually have an offensive scheme. They play defense. Obviously, we see that with the results. And now it's just clicking at the right time. And so I rest my case, man. This team is looking good. So that's what I said, man, leading in, man. Hello, Brooklyn. The team is going to look good thus going forward. So I got pretty much laid my thesis out, man. So if somebody wants to come up and speak on it, say Hoop, you missed this, or Hoop, you wrong, or Hoop, let me add this. You got the floor. You got the mic. Don't have the camera up, but you be on here. So the link is in the chat. Come on up here. Let's talk about it. Because I think this team is going to be so KD and Kyrie happen to be my 2 favorite players. I have to lie. Well, I'm not going to lie. Over the past past 6 or 7 months, I have not been liking the stuff coming out their mouth. To me, it seems like the commitment to basketball is a little to be questioned, but they kind of got their mind right now. So, I mean, no harm, no foul. But I always saw the potential in this team. And then when you traded for Ben Simmons, I was like, perfect trade. You need a guy who don't want to shoot. James Harden is another, you know, I never saw that working. Now, it's to be argued if James Harden stayed healthy in 21, they may have been able to done something with that because, I mean, they almost got there with him with a growing injury where he basically was a decoy out there. So that was a pretty funny dynamic watching that. So, as you know, last year they looked absolutely garbage. So we're coming forward. Jacques Vaughn is that's the perfect coach, man. I'm sorry. Hook, line, and sinker, that's the perfect coach. So, and again, I gave you 6 videos chronicling this. So it's good to see Brooklyn stepping up and becoming the team they're going to be because I think that the top of that East is rough, man. Let me go back to the top of the standings. The top of the East is going to be brutal. Let's see the standings over there on the Eastern Conference. But my guy Scott say that nobody wants to see the West. Hey, the East ain't no slouch, man. Those old days of LeBron James dominating the East and then they just become food for the West, those days over. Those days are over. The West, I'm a little concerned about the very top because the Pelicans, with the lack of playoff experience, I'm not gonna put no money down on that one. I'm not gonna put no money down on that one, Jack. You know they playing good football. I mean, good football. They're playing good basketball. There's no question about that. All right, so let's go to the standings. Let me do a share screen so everybody can see what I'm seeing. All right, let's do a share screen. Let's look at the standings. So we are 14 deep. Y'all hit the like button, man. Let's get some more bodies in here. Appreciate y'all. Y'all show up a little tardy to the party, but that's okay. Y'all rewind. I gave a whole breakdown of why this team is so much better than last year. Let's see. But we talking a little bit of the after party now. All right, so on top of the Eastern Conference, we got Boston sitting at 27-12. Boston looked to go back to the finals, and I mean, your boy Jason Tatum is hitting another stride. Milwaukee, the usual suspect, is still up there. And Brooklyn's tied at second with them, man. I think that's a tough trio up top. And then you got the Cavaliers, which I'm a little afraid of them as far as experience. But they do have Donovan Mitchell, though. So Donovan Mitchell is going crazy. As we know, like Third pointed out, he scored 71 the other night. Hey, the Cleveland Cavaliers are for real. I know we ain't heard that since 2017. Then you got the Philadelphia 76ers, a team I just personally, I don't fear them. I don't fear them. The Knicks, I don't fear them. The Knicks going to end up like around 10 when it's all said and done. I just think a Julius Randle-led team, I don't love it. I look for Miami to kind of surge up to that 6th spot once they get their sugar honey iced tea right. The Hawks gonna probably stay about where they are, and I just don't understand how they're trying to build that team. I don't get it. Somebody tell me, 'cause I don't get it. Man, salute the Rap God in the building, man. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, Rap God. All right, so the East is looking pretty stout, man. Let's go over to the West. Now the West, we got a lot of youngins up there. I don't know how I feel about that. It's like all the mainstays on the West are gone, man. I don't know how I feel about that, man. Y'all tell me in the chat, man. Is this a? I don't know, man. It look a little sus, man. Knicks will lose in the first round. I bet human money on that too. I don't believe in the Knicks, man. I'm sorry, I don't. So you got the Denver Nuggets up top. I mean, Jokic ain't no joke, man. No pun intended. Memphis, you got Ja coming. Ja ain't no joke. You got the baby Pelicans up there. You got the Mavs with Luka. You got De'Aaron Fox leading the Kings. That just don't even look right. We'll be back in 2001. The Kings up there in the top 5. That's crazy. You got the Clippers being the Clippers, up and down, up and down, up and down. I heard Kawhi Leonard look bad the other night. I don't know how true that is. Y'all tell me in the chat if that's true. Portland gonna be Portland. I don't think they're gonna do nothing. The Suns, I guess. Warriors, I think the Warriors kind of tapped out, man. Unless they can get James Wiseman reinvigorated, get Jordan Poole reinvigorated, I can't see it. I had a dream they traded Klay Thompson a few nights ago. I think it's about time that they shake their team up, man. I know it's probably going to be hard to do so, but how the mighty have fallen. The Jazz 3 weeks ago, at the top of the conference, at the bottom. Now you got the bottom feeders down here. My bum-ass Lakers down there. It is what it is. It is what it is. So, what you were saying, Scott, nobody want to see the Pelicans up top. I mean, I guess. I think the East may be a little stronger, man. What y'all think? I think the East may be a little stronger this year. I'm not sold on the T-Wolves. Yeah, same here, man. I'm not sold on Timberwolves, man. And how bad is that Rudy Gobert trade looking now? Oof, that trade's looking horrible. And you got Spider over there just, at the top of the East, and you got the doggone Timberwolves over here trading water, trying to get in with a negative record. Those number 1 picks over there, man. You got Anthony Edwards. You got D'Lo. You got Gobert over there. Come on, let's look at this roster. Let's look at this roster. What's going on with this team, man? Let's take a look. Okay, they got slow-mo Kyle Anderson over there. They got Anthony Edwards, Rudy Gobert, Austin Rivers sighting, ladies and gentlemen. You got D'Angelo Russell. They picked up okay. Matt Ryan from my Lakers. Oh yeah, they got Karl Anthony Towns over there too. Big old soft behind. I don't know about y'all, man. I'm done. I've been done 2 years ago actually with Cat, man. I'm done. I'm done with guys with so much potential, but you're not putting the rubber to the road. What does all that potential mean? Somebody tell me I'm tripping. They had the nerve to call Karl Anthony Towns and Rudy Gobert Twin Towers. I'm like, no. Absolutely not, man. Absolutely not. All right, so again, I'm going to drop the link, man. If you guys want to come up here and talk a little bit about this team, or you want to talk about another team, we can do that. Let me know. You got to get that agua in me. I don't. Well, I don't drink anymore. So. Agua. But make sure you go to the restroom. So what we got, man? What we got? Since I ain't done this in a while, it's Friday. I usually do Friday grill sessions as well. So if you want to pick a topic, we can do that. We can deviate. Let me know. Y'all hit that like button. Let's keep the likes going in a positive way. And again, I'm gonna go back to doing these once a week because I know I've been slacking. On doing these live streams. It's been a while. Appreciate y'all still jumping down with me. Okay, well, if everybody is okay with that show, we'll leave the show where it was. So we can talk about LaMelo milestone a little bit. What milestone he hit? I missed it. I saw people saying he hit a milestone. What was the milestone LaMelo hit? Jonathan LaMelo Ball, man. That's a special kid right there, man. That's a special kid. Too bad his team is horrible. The Hornets are currently the last place in the East at 10 and 10 for season. Oh, 1,000 assists. Nice. And only, what? Not even 3 full seasons. Yeah. I mean, that's no surprise anybody been watching LaMelo Ball since a kid. You know, he has that ability. That's why when they had those NBA body double things, they had LaMelo being like the second coming of Magic Johnson. This was like a year and a half ago. They did this little bit. So, yeah. Rap guy says he's the 5th youngest player in NBA history to record 1,000 assists. Yeah, and that's super impressive because he came in and he missed a lot of time and he wasn't starting off. So that's really impressive that he still was amongst that class of athlete with that. Yeah. So shout out to LaMelo Ball, man. I think they're going to have to surround him with some talent. Now, that's easier said than done. Looking at Charlotte, I mean, who the hell wants to go to Charlotte? Nobody. That's who you got. I think you got Gordon Hayward and Terry Rozier expiring contracts this year, so that's a good thing. But overall, that's a rough situation to deal with, man. It just is. That's just a rough situation. So, all right. Shout out to LaMelo Ball. Shout out to the Brooklyn Nets. Brooklyn's going to come out and they're going to surprise some people, man. I think that addition to Ben Simmons was the big caveat for them to be where they are right now. I think that they just have they have a good coach in Jacques Vaughn, and they play defense now. That's the biggest thing. They play defense now. When you play defense, you leave yourself opportunity to win. Now, like Skip pointed out, or Shannon for that matter, you can't be getting out rebounded by 12 in big games. You just can't. You're going to lose. Guaranteed you're going to lose. So, all right, that's all I got for this one, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Happy Friday. Another live stream expected next Thursday. We'll be doing that my next off day. And to always thank y'all for supporting the stream. Y'all hit the like button on the way out. If you really like what's going on, you get the Cash App. See Frank's 11 over there on top of the screen. And I'm sorry. My Cash App is different now. It's HJ Streams. It's on the bottom. You check that. Man, I had that thing going the whole, man, y'all, why y'all ain't tell me, man? I had that thing going the whole time. I got to update my Cash App, man. I'm tripping. HJ Streams is my new Cash App. Oh, I'm over here slacking. Over here, big slacking. But anyway, that's it. Thank y'all so much for being a part of this show. I'll let LeVar Ball and Kendrick Perkins take us home as always.
Shout out to Hoop Jargon, man. I'm gonna add you to the crew, man. This crew called Hoop Jargon. They've been getting at it, man. They the ones that's gonna grill you, man, because they majority are all Houston people. So that's
shout out to Hoop Jargon. Man, I'm here with my man with Hoop Jargon, the best in the game, man. And you know I only live selected few in my circle. And this is the real dude right here. We gonna get down with the get down.